Hello, Stanford students. My name is Emily Houk. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedules to hear about a topic that I believe is relevant to you all. A majority of you have already been in at least one relationship in your life, and possibly a breakup as well. Therefore, you know how painful they can be. Oftentimes, young people resort to ways of recovering that are not effective and can actually increase the emotional pain you suffer. College students need to be educated on how to cope with breakups so they can use methods like resilience, personal support, and setting goals that lead to improved self-esteem and an increase in self-worth. There are many ways that people have used to try and recover from a breakup that have not been beneficial. Some of these coping methods have no impact on the recovery process, while others actually do the opposite of helping during the recovery. For example, a very common and prominent method that young adults use today is through social media. Many people report that they often update or stalk their ex over social media. A study that was done in 2012 revealed that continued online exposure to an ex-romantic partner may inhibit post-breakup recovery and growth. Facebook surveillance, therefore, accounted for aspects of post-breakup adjustment, negative feelings towards the ex-partner, and lower personal growth that offline contact did not. This study proves that when someone tries to stay updated with what their ex is doing, it is disabling the person from moving on, because in order to move on, one has to detach him or herself from the ex to cope with their feelings of loss. Social media stalking falls under the category of unwanted pursuit behaviors. These are behaviors that make the other person feel uncomfortable or like they are being put in danger. From constant texting to even threatening to harm them or their loved ones, these unwanted pursuit behaviors are neither appropriate nor safe for anyone involved. According to Cohen, Polaria, and Rowling, a majority of people that have been broken up with display an unwanted pursuit behavior. I have a friend who broke up with her boyfriend, and he would constantly text her and message her on Facebook all the time. She would never respond because she was done with the relationship, and eventually she had to block his number because he became so persistent. They still had to go to school together, so it was just an awkward situation. Because of the use of social media, they couldn't end on good terms. So therefore, this type of mild behavior can have negative effects, and displays how this sort of approach is not effective. Many people resort to these behaviors because they think it will give them some sort of satisfaction or closure. However, a person is only causing more harm to him or herself by acting out on these emotions. In order to ease the recovery process, college students should learn how to be resilient so the recovery process can be smoother. Resilience is defined as the ability to become strong, healthy, or successful again after something bad happens. During the college years, there is a lot of pressure to start dating seriously. However, there is always the chance that these relationships won't end in marriage. This can put a lot of unnecessary stress and pressure on a college student. According to experts Gilbert and Cipher, among the most common reasons emerging adults present in university counseling centers is the end of a significant romantic attachment. Students cope with these events with varying degrees of resilience. Some bounce back with relative ease, learning from their experience, whereas others encounter significant disruptions to mood and functioning, both acute and chronic, and may make only slow gains in treatment. This shows how serious breakups can be, as well as how important it is to discuss one's feelings. The situation and the person dealing with the breakup both have an effect on the recovery. People should practice resilience in hard times so that in the future they can cope better with breakups. Resilience is an important trait to have because it allows someone to bounce back from a difficult situation like a breakup. An important way to deal with a romantic loss and come to terms with it is to seek support. It is natural to experience emotions like anger or sadness, and these emotions need to be released. Research reveals that in a number of studies, receiving social support from friends and loved ones after an important relationship has ended has been found to aid in emotional recovery from the loss. College students especially should find someone they trust that they can turn to when they need emotional support. Expressing one's feelings can actually help solve a problem or come up with a solution to deal with their situation. Having a social network or even just one person to discuss feelings with after a breakup can really improve one's emotional recovery. Having a successful recovery requires setting goals for yourself to achieve during the process. In Dwight Webb's book, 50 Ways to Love Your Leaver, he discusses different types of goals one can set. First of all, one has to choose to change. He states that movement towards finding this healing path will not occur unless we see that we have choices and that choices have to be made. Oftentimes, breakups will put people in a slight depression, which makes it difficult to see that there are positive decisions that can be made. However, change is essential for a healthy recovery because a breakup does change a person. Another goal is to idealize the future how you wish for it to be, which Webb calls daydreaming. This can help you realize what you want in a relationship and look forward to the future. Other goals can be much simpler, but still very effective. Going out with friends, doing enjoyable activities, or picking up new hobbies can help someone get his or her mind off the relationship loss. Goals should be set immediately after a breakup so the road to recovery can begin right away. Self-esteem can often be hurt by a breakup, which is why it is important to learn how to come out of a breakup willing to work towards gaining back confidence. There are obviously college students that are not currently in a relationship or going through a breakup, wondering how this can relate to them. These people should be educated on how to deal with breakups in case they suffer one in the future. All young adults should be educated on ways to recover that will increase their self-esteem. A person's self-worth is greatly affected by the loss of a romantic relationship, which means that it will take effort. Rediscovering oneself is definitely achievable after a breakup and can lead to increased self-confidence if approached carefully. According to Lewandowski and Bizocco's research in 2007, people that were in bad relationships and broke up led to a rediscovery of the self and new opportunities for growth via self-expansion. This is why college students need to learn effective ways to recover, so they can be prepared in the future and suffer as little as possible. People can even come out of a breakup stronger than they were before, if they approach their recovery process properly. Learning how to recover from a breakup does not take up a lot of time. For college students especially, this topic is very relevant and should be something that people want to learn about. No one wants to feel pain or heartbreak, which is why they should take the time to be educated on ways to effectively deal with the loss of their romantic relationship. Something college students can do to prepare is to find a support group or person that you know you can go to during a hard time. This way you will never have to suffer by yourself, and you know you have someone you can trust to be there to encourage you. If you are having trouble finding someone you can trust, there is an alternative option. Dr. Bobby created a website for people going through a relationship loss that is modeled after Alcoholics Anonymous. This website is used so people can communicate with each other about their personal situations and find positivity and comfort from people going through the same thing. This can be used by college students if you don't have anyone you want to go to in person, or if you just want extra support. In the long run, practicing resilience, seeking support, and developing goals for yourself will help the recovery process greatly if and when the time comes to deal with a breakup. Thank you.